Circuit.com and the director of the Texas Short Film Festival. We've got Texas Short Film Festival Fall 2022 coming up, and we're going to be screening all kinds of films you can imagine, everything from comedy to drama to horror films to science fiction to television pilots, you name it. And we also have documentaries, and we're very proud to screen a documentary that has been nominated for the Best Documentary Film Award, and that is The Perfect Match, Daniel Johnston, True Love, and Austin's professional soccer team. We're joined by director Aaron Rochlen. How are you doing, Aaron?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on board.
Well, congrats. It's quite an honor to be nominated for Best Documentary Film this season, and the judges are very impressed with your work.
I appreciate it. It's an honor to be in the running for it. I'm not a full-time director or film guy, so it's just a really cool, unique experience for me.
Well, it's a very good product. We're proud to screen it, and it makes us look good, for picking the right stuff. But I don't want to give away the ending. I don't want to give away the story. Can you please tell me, what is this story about? What's the documentary about?
Well, it's actually kind of the combination of many different things happening at the same time. Professional soccer came to Austin 2 years ago, Austin FC. And I was involved in the early stages of that, advocating for the team. And once it got approved through city council, there became a big movement through Los Verdes, which is the supporters group, discussing and planning all kinds of things. And one of those was what was going to be the closing song, kind of the closing anthem after the game, win or loss. There's a lot of traditions in soccer around the world. And there became momentum for this song, True Love Will Find You in the End, by Daniel Johnston, an iconic artist and musician here in Austin. And that eventually happened. And it just was a wonderful story of kind of old meeting new, quirky meeting shiny. And it's a great projection in terms of a song of what it means to different people. And I think I wanted to tell that story, both of how that happened, what it means to different people in the stands, and just the story of Daniel Johnston coming into professional soccer, which he would get such a kick out of. And I wanted to tell that story, and I'm thankful we were able to do so.
All right. Well, creatively, why did you choose to create a film about this specifically? Like what motivated you to say, you know what, this needs to become a film?
Well, I think it needed to become a short film because a lot of people didn't really know the story behind it. A lot of people are familiar with Daniel Johnston and his iconic influence on music and art in Austin, but a lot of people were not. And it's an interesting song because there's some sad elements to the song. And so a lot of people didn't get that or what it could mean or how people associated to it. So I wanted to tell that piece of it, as well as tell kind of exactly how hard supporters and fans worked on this decision, both musically and logistically, and it just doesn't happen. There's a lot of planning and organization behind it. And also, I think that the supporters, not only of Austin FC, but soccer fans around the world, they all have a story. And it's more than just, I love soccer and I love sports. And this is a song that taps into that. I could say more there, but it really taps into a lot of emotions people bring to the soccer stadium.
All right. And you were saying that you don't, that this is one of your first projects. I feel like every film that we do, it's a little bit of film school. On a technical level, did you learn anything on this one?
Well, what I learned is bring on good people that know a lot about technical support and editing and filming. That's really important. I would never be able to do this by myself. I had our producer and editor, Elias Posada, is brilliant. He's in LA now, actually, but he was critical. He did see the vision of this very early on. And so that's one key element. And I think what I learned is just the challenge of telling a short story. I really wanted it to be tight. I mean, the whole film is less than 6 minutes, but I think it does tell a tight story and it leaves the viewer wanting to know more. I'm also a professor at UT and been teaching and lecturing for a long time. And that's a lesson I learned there. It's like, it's good leaving people with wanting to know more, not less. So I liked actually the concept of a short story. And when I learned about some of the criteria of 6 minutes or less, like I thought that was a cool thing. And so that was both a challenge and a strength of this process.
All right. Good stuff. Well, I appreciate you sharing all this stuff today. What do you have planned for the future?
Well, I have a lot of things planned for the future in terms of soccer stories. I hope to continue telling really innovative stories about fans and the intersection, I'd say, between community, fans, and sports. I think it's a beautiful thing about bringing people together. One thing that's really important to the supporters section and fans is this idea of inclusivity and it really being open to all. And I'd like to continue telling those kind of stories on
All
video.
right. Yeah, cool stuff, man. Well, this has been great. I appreciate you, being so transparent about the process and how you created this film. Is there anything that you'd like to add before we go?
Well, I just appreciate the opportunity to come on and share a few thoughts. I'd also like to thank the judges and all the support team down in San Antonio for putting this festival together. They do a great job. As a first-time director, I've really been impressed with how people have, been available for questions and respectful and just enthusiastic about it. And it's been a really rewarding experience. So I thank the whole team for that.
Thank you. We appreciate the kind words.
No problem.
Have a good
Thank
one.
you. You too.
We'll see you at the event.
Sounds good.